Hello, everybody. It's Gina. And it's weekly weigh-in time. And we're going to go over this week's weekly. And the whole theme this week was take a cleansing breath. Take time and de-stress. And there were several options that you could do. Our lady went over the relaxing sigh, which honestly I had zero doubt that's the one she would pick, because we do a relaxing sigh at the end of every single meeting. And my gal's name is Carol. And this is Carol. And I look like a chipmunk. Excuse the Gina. And she looks like she's got a halo top. Oh, there you go. That's better. I would have, oh yeah, I look like a chipmunk. Maybe I always look like a chipmunk and I'm just deceiving myself. And then another one is the swooshing breath, counting breath, or breathe in relaxation and breathe out tension. Those are the 4 options that we had. And I will say what I learned about that in the meeting was everybody was loud and kind of a little bit hyper when we started the exercise. And by the time we got to, and it was only, 1 minute, 10 times, we did it 10 times in 1 minute. When we got to like 7, 8, 9, and 10, the room got quiet. And so what I noticed was it really was relaxing. People noticed that, this really works. So that was pretty cool. I do think that I will try that before I just arbitrarily go in there and get me an ice cream or whatever the case is, candy or, well, I don't never really reach for candy. Something that I'm eating that I'm not hungry. That was her point. If you're not hungry, drink water, take your relaxing breaths, do something that takes your mind off of it. And then there was another page of think again, harmful thoughts and helpful thoughts. So that's several weeks that they've done something along those lines. So there's a leader here. Her name is Laura, a leader in Illinois, and her comment is, tips from a leader. I've replaced unhelpful eating to distress with the helpful behavior of activity instead. So we talked about that for a little bit too. What happens when you're stressed? What do you automatically turn to? And for myself, I go lay down. I lay down, I watch YouTube, I watch TV, or, when I'm in a stressful mode and I'm wanting to eat and I'm trying to stay away from it, if I'm really, really stressed, I tend to go hibernate. And that's an unhealthy way to deal with it. People said laying down, being unsocial, hibernating. I do all of those things. So those are all unhealthy, but a healthy way would be other things that I love to do, but I don't just randomly pick to do them if I'm thinking, oh, I'm so stressed out I'm going to eat. No, let's go crochet or read or color. All of those things are, other are other options that I could choose. And then here's the recipe for the week, which is spaghetti carbonara. And, I'm really just going to talk about that. I'll put it on here so you can look at it. I went to my favorite Italian restaurant on Sunday for Mother's Day. My kids took me out to eat. And I chose the place I wanted. It's a salmon pasta dish that I just absolutely love. I might have shared it on here before. If you're an old timer, you might have seen it. And so I've been doing this way of eating today was 8 weeks. And I was so sick. My husband's phone is ringing. My father-in-law is in the hospital in intensive care. So every time his phone rings, I start panicking, which was another photo that is in here. I'll show you. That's my husband, my son, and my father-in-law. He, it's been a day, people. So my father-in-law fell over the weekend 5 times. He's 87, and at one point in time, my mother-in-law was asleep in the living room, and my niece was there. She's only 11. She was asleep on the couch, and no one heard that he had fallen, and he laid there for 2 hours. The doctors are thinking about 2 hours. Unfortunately, he had fallen in a way which confuses me that no one woke up, but no one woke up. So maybe it wasn't on this fall that it happened. But anyways, he has bleeding on the brain from falling through the door. His head hit the bedroom door, and it went through the door. So he is in intensive care, went by ambulance on Saturday evening. So most of Sunday we spent at the hospital. And then, so that was a very stressful situation. And then my husband, this morning before he left for work, said, pray for Mike, which is a coworker of his. His wife Louisa died last night, which is a whole other story to people who are diabetic and not taking care of yourself. Yeah, let Gina go off on that for a while, because Louisa was notorious for not taking care of herself, and to the point of losing limbs, and was in the hospital when she passed, getting a toe removed on her good leg. Her other leg had already been amputated. So people, listen to the doctors and your body. If you are diabetic, do not consume sugar or foods related to high, glucose items, because she died. So it's been a stressful day all the way around this past few days. So this was very timely, I'll be honest. The breathing technique is very timely, because every single time my husband's phone rings, we panic. And so he's home from work now. I'm actually filming this on Tuesday night, even though you're getting it on Wednesday. And so he just got out of the shower, so he'll be heading up there. And I'm not going to go tonight, which of course I could very well regret that, because he's been my father-in-law for 30 years and like a father for 33 years now, so I could regret that. But it's finishing the story of the pasta dish. So I ate half of my pasta dish, which was the salmon pasta, lemon with our asparagus and tomato. It was a lemon-based sauce. Made me so sick on Sunday. Well, I thought maybe it was the bread, because I'm not eating like that as a general rule. But I had 2 pieces of bread I buttered them, Parmesan cheesed them. That's their, I don't know what you want to call it, condiment type, beginning of the meal intro type food, like chips and salsa at a Mexican restaurant. That's what they serve: bread, butter, and Parmesan. And so I ate 2 slices of that, and he's getting off the phone now. And so I thought possibly it was that. Well, I ate the leftovers today, and I got just as sick. So this meal does not look that appealing to the Gina. I'll just be honest. But as far as my weight is concerned, even though I ate that high-calorie dish on Sunday and today, well, I ate half of it Sunday, half of it today, and I ate a cupcake at a wedding that I went to over the weekend, I was down, surprisingly, just not a gain. I mean, I almost maintained, but hey, a loss is a loss, and the Gina will take it. 0.2. So I am now down 11.4 4, I believe. So here is the page for today. Had to get handwritten because the computer was down. I'm down 0.2 for a total of 11.8 in 8 weeks total, because this was my 9th meeting, my initial weigh-in plus my 8 weeks. Could be better, could be worse. Gina's happy. I'm thrilled that I did not gain over the Mother's Day weekend. How many of you follow the Weight Watcher program or a different program? What is the program that you're following, and how are you doing on that program? Let the Gina know in the comments below, and you know what to do. And I did pick up this Zero Smart Point recipe book that they started selling last week, only at participating offices. Not everyone got it. They're all 0 points. Everything in the whole book is 0 points. Now, granted, you know, there's not a lot that you can do with 0 points, but there's a, what is that called? Granita? Granita? Yeah. Ways to make granita. And then there's a skinny pasta, skinny veggie noodle soup, which of course is made with zoodles, not noodles. Actually, it looks like spaghetti squash. I would pick zoodles over spaghetti squash. I only had it once. I wasn't really a fan. So there is my overview of the meeting on May 16th, 2017. I hope you all have a blessed week. And oh, he's talking to our grandbaby, so that means he called my son. So that's not a good sign. Gina probably needs to go.